searching.
Search is underway right now in Milton for rapper Lil Jon's son. The rapper's team confirming this afternoon to 11 Alive that he is missing.
This is the spot where Milton police had been looking for about 3.5 days. They do confirm for us that they did pull a body from this pond.
One day he told me he wanted to learn how to DJ. This was 11 years old.
After days of searching, the body of Lil Jon's son, DJ Young Slade, has reportedly been recovered from a pond under circumstances that are still unclear.
We do not have the answer to that, and I was just speaking to someone sort of inquiring about that very thing, his mental state of mind on Tuesday or of late. I did not know, but that is certainly a question that many people are asking.
Young Slade was just starting to make a name for himself in hip-hop, especially after appearing on an MTV show. His father, meanwhile, has long been a major figure in the industry, working with legendary artists like Pitbull and the Notorious B.I.G., among others. So what really happened? Let's dive in. On Friday, February 6th, 2026, Lil Jon's son, Nathan Smith, known as DJ Young Slade, was found dead in a pond in Milton, Georgia. Nathan, 27, had been reported missing on Tuesday, February 3rd, after running out of his home around 6 a.m.
According to Milton Police, Smith left his home, which you can see here, around 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, I tried to find out from neighbors and others who live in the home with Smith which way.
The Milton Police Department shared on Facebook that Smith left his home under unusual circumstances and couldn't be found. Officers quickly began a search and worked with several agencies over the next few days. They also said he left on foot without his phone and seemed disoriented. On February 6th, at about 11:53 a.m., divers from the Cherokee County Fire Department recovered a body from the pond believed to be Smith.
It was about 11:53 this morning that officials found what they believe is the body of Nathan Smith. My colleague who was on the scene at the time tells me a body bag was brought to the scene.
The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office is expected to make the official identification and determine the cause of death. After police mentioned the unusual circumstances, claiming there's no indication of foul play, and with some local reports suggesting he may have been disoriented or even unclothed, people on social media began speculating. Some questioned the early no foul play angle, while others suggested it could have been a mental health crisis or a medical emergency. One Reddit user wrote, "It appears he had a mental break. He apparently left the house and they were concerned about his well-being. That's about as much as I could get out of some of the other articles." Another commenter said their first thought was mental health. As the news spread, Lil Jon and his wife, Nicole Smith, confirmed the loss to NBC station WXIA in Atlanta and asked for privacy. "I am extremely heartbroken for the tragic loss of our son, Nathan Smith. His mother, Nicole Smith, and I are devastated," Lil Jon said in a statement. "Nathan was the kindest human being you would ever meet. He was caring, thoughtful, polite, passionate, and warm-hearted. He loved his family and his friends deeply."
I am extremely heartbroken for the tragic loss of our son, Nathan Smith. His mother, Nicole Smith, and I are devastated. Nathan was the kindest human being you would ever meet. He was immensely caring, thoughtful, polite.
He added that Nathan was a talented young man, a music producer, artist, engineer, and NYU graduate, and said the family loved him deeply and were proud of him, finding some comfort in knowing they always expressed that to him. Lil Jon has come a long way from his early days as a DJ in Atlanta. He was born Jonathan H. Smith on January 17, 1971, and grew up in Southwest Atlanta. Unlike a lot of hip-hop stories, he came from a stable middle-class home. His dad was an aerospace engineer at Lockheed and had served in the military, while his mom was an ER nurse at Grady Hospital and also had a military background. He was the oldest of 5 kids, and 3 of his siblings later joined the U.S. military. While attending Beecher Hills Elementary and Southwest Middle School, he built friendships that later turned into business connections, including Robert McDowell, Dwayne Emperor Searcy, and Vince Phillips. In the 1980s, they were also into skateboarding culture, which exposed him to different kinds of music. He worked at Skate Escape near Piedmont Park, where he got into punk and alternative rock, even going to shows at the Masquerade to watch bands like Agent Orange and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That high-energy mosh pit style would later influence the loud, aggressive sound he became known for. Lil Jon also played in the marching band at Frederick Douglass High School, which helped shape his sense of rhythm and production style. By age 15, he had already taught himself how to DJ. His parents even let him throw parties in their basement, which became practice grounds for learning how to control a crowd, something that would define his career.
I was a party guy though. I had the craziest parties at my mom's house. I had the turntables in my basement. I was known for parties.
His big break came when Jermaine Dupri noticed him in the Atlanta club scene and brought him into So So Def Recordings as executive vice president of A&R.
I was just working for Jermaine Dupri's record company, So So Def, and he's like, I'm not the rapper, typical rapper. I don't freestyle, no. I don't have a book of rhymes, no. You know, I just go make party music.
In that role, Lil Jon scouted talent and learned the business side of making records from start to finish. He worked there from 1993 to 2000 and played a key role in pushing the Southern bass sound. One of his major projects was the So So Def Bass All-Stars compilation series, which helped bring regional bass music to a national audience. The first volume, released in 1996, included Ghost Town DJ's hit My Boo, which went gold and showed how big that sound could be. He also helped bring in producers and artists like DJ Smurf, Shawty Red, and Raheem the Dream, helping shape the label's sound. At the same time, he was building his own name on Atlanta's V103 radio, where he hosted a reggae show. That experience introduced him to Jamaican sound system culture, which influenced his hype man style and the way he used his voice more as a rhythmic tool than for long verses. In the mid-1990s, Lil Jon formed Lil Jon and the East Side Boys with friends Big Sam and Lil Bo. The group was a way to showcase his production in a live, club-ready format. Their early single, Who You Wit, is widely credited with helping bring the term crunk into mainstream hip-hop.
You are crunk.
Okay, well, how do you get that?
Because your ass is hyper as hell all the time.
So crunk is just hyperactive.
Yes, crunk means energy.
Their first albums, Get Crunk, Who You Wit, Da Album, 1997, and We Still Crunk, 2000, were released independently and still managed to sell hundreds of thousands of copies through heavy club play and grassroots promotion. His whole approach was simple: make music that would shut the clubs down and the rest would follow. Things really took off after they signed with TVT Records in 2001. The album Put Yo Hood Up introduced Bia Bia, which got national attention. Then in 2002, Kings of Crunk dropped, featuring the massive hit Get Low with the Ying Yang Twins. The song became a huge crossover success and peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 2003, cementing Lil Jon's place in mainstream music. A big part of Lil Jon's sound has always been about energy and vibe more than complicated song structures. In the studio, he used gear like the Akai MPC 3000 for drums and the Korg Triton for melodies, building tracks that sounded loud, heavy, and built for clubs. His music was mixed to hit hard on big sound systems, not just regular speakers, which is why the bass in his records felt so powerful. His team also paid close attention to detail. Instead of using artificial sounding instruments, they often used samples that felt fuller and more realistic, giving the music a bigger, almost cinematic feel. All of this helped shape the raw but polished sound that became his signature. Another key part of his style was his voice. Lil Jon didn't rely on long verses as much as other rappers. Instead, he used loud, punchy ad-libs like, yeah, what, and okay, to drive the rhythm and hype up listeners. Those shouts became part of the beat itself, almost like another instrument, and they made his songs perfect for clubs where crowd energy mattered most. Some people joked about this style, and it was even parodied on shows like Chappelle's Show, but it worked. The simple chants and call and response style made his music feel interactive, almost like everyone in the room was part of the performance. This sound reached a new level when crunk started blending with R&B, creating what many call Crunk and B. One of the biggest examples was Usher's Yeah in 2004, which Lil Jon produced and appeared on with Ludacris. The song became a massive hit, spending 12 weeks at #1 and winning a Grammy. Interestingly, the song only blew up after it started getting heavy radio play before the label even pushed it properly, showing just how strong the reaction to the track was. By the late 2000s, crunk wasn't as dominant as it once was, and Lil Jon had to adjust. The situation got tougher after TVT Records went bankrupt in 2008, which slowed down some of his projects. During that time, he focused more on DJing, especially in cities like Miami and Las Vegas, where he held popular club residencies and stayed connected to nightlife culture. In 2010, he released Crunk Rock, an album that experimented with mixing crunk, rock, and electronic music. The project had mixed results, but it showed he was willing to try new sounds instead of staying stuck in one lane. Then in 2013, his career got a major boost with Turn Down for What, a collaboration with DJ Snake. The track blended his loud, high-energy style with modern EDM drops, creating a sound that worked both in hip-hop spaces and at electronic festivals. The song became a global hit, reaching #4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and going multi-platinum. The wild, over-the-top music video also helped push the song even further, turning it into a viral moment online. After that, Lil Jon became a regular at big music festivals, successfully shifting from being known mainly as a rapper to being recognized worldwide as a DJ and performer. By the mid-2000s, he was still charting and winning awards, proving he could stay relevant across different eras of music, entrepreneurial diversification, and brand management. Outside of music, Lil Jon also built a strong business side. One of his early ventures was the Crunk energy drink, launched in 2004.
Oh, if you want to get crunk, like Lil Jon, and say yeah!
It was marketed as more than just a drink. It was tied to the party lifestyle and the Crunk brand. The product sold well early on and showed that he understood how to turn his image into business opportunities. Over time, his interests expanded into more unexpected areas. He later launched Little Jonathan Winery, producing wines from California. It surprised some people because it seemed so different from his loud, party-heavy image, but it reflected how his tastes and lifestyle had evolved over the years, especially after traveling internationally. In 2022, he showed another side of himself by starring in the HGTV show, Lil Jon Wants to Do What. On the show, he worked with designer Anitra Mekadon to help homeowners create bold, creative renovations. Some of the projects were wild, like turning basements into nightclub-style spaces.
Jalen. The way you spell it with 2 E's, or you can spell it with 1 E. It's 2 different ways you spell it. Now you spell it with 2 E's, you spell it with 1 E.
Everything turned out really, really amazing. And Anitra
Just like
husband
Natasha's
Adam was
different
like,
ways
you guys
you
should
spell it.
do a TV show together. You guys work really good
You
together.
can spell it
The design went together,
N-A-T-A-S-H-A,
and then
you
we
can spell
are.
it N-A-T-A-S-H-I-A, or you can spell the way my name's spelled N-A-T-O-S-H-I-A.
Is his charity work, especially in education. Through his partnership with the nonprofit Pencils of Promise, he helped fund the building of schools in Ghana. He was inspired by the idea that good education can change a child's future, and he even dedicated the first school to the memory of his mother, Carrie M. Smith. In October 2017, he helped open the Abumaya DA Kindergarten in Ghana's Volta region. Then in 2018, another school, the Mafi Atitekbo DA Primary School, was completed. Before these schools were built, many children in those areas had to learn in temporary spaces, sometimes in wooden sheds or even outside under trees. The new buildings gave hundreds of children proper classrooms, safer conditions, and better learning resources. Lil Jon has personally donated tens of thousands of dollars to these projects and has traveled to Ghana with his family to attend the school openings. He has spoken about how important it is for children everywhere to have a place where they can learn, grow, and feel supported, and he's continued to stay involved in education-focused projects over the years. The transformation to wellness and meditation 2024 to 2026. In recent years, Lil Jon has gone through a surprising personal shift. In 2024, he released a guided meditation album called Total Meditation, which marked a big change from the high-energy party music he built his career on.
Before I start my sets, I find a quiet place where I can...
This change came after a difficult period in his life, including health concerns and his separation and divorce from his wife Nicole in 2022.
I started this meditation journey in a serious sense 2 years ago. And I turned 50. I started to have, not health issues, but I had a recurring little thing on my side.
During that time, he started looking for ways to deal with stress, anger, and frustration. And meditation became something that helped him find calm and clarity. That experience led him to create meditation projects of his own, including a follow-up release called Manifest Abundance. What made these projects stand out was that he used his own recognizable voice, but in a calm, relaxed way, instead of the loud hype style people were used to. His goal was to make meditation feel more approachable, especially for people who might not connect with traditional wellness teachers. His lifestyle has changed a lot as well. He now talks openly about daily meditation, drinking ginger tea, and practicing affirmations. He has also worked with wellness and supplement brands and launched his own Soul Chakra line, which focuses on spiritual and mindfulness products. As of early 2026, Lil Jon is still active professionally, with major performances and tours keeping him busy, and his career still strong after decades in the industry. At the same time, his personal life has been deeply affected by the recent loss of his son, a tragedy that has brought a much more serious and reflective tone to this stage of his life. Lil Jon is widely seen as one of the key figures who brought crunk music into the mainstream. His high-energy production, loud ad-libs, and unmistakable vocal style helped push the sound from southern clubs to radio stations and charts across the country in the early 2000s. At a time when crunk was still growing, he played a huge role in shaping its identity and making it commercially successful. In 2016, Billboard even listed him among the top Billboard Music Award winners of all time, and over the years he's scored 8 #1 singles on Billboard's rhythmic chart, showing just how strong his impact has been. Lil Jon has often pointed to a wide range of artists who influenced his sound and approach. Southern rap pioneers like 2 Live Crew, 8Ball and MJG, 3 6 Mafia, Outkast, Ghetto Boys, and UGK helped shape the energy and attitude in his music, while groups like NWA, Dr. Dre, and Sir Mix-a-Lot also left their mark. He didn't just draw from hip-hop though. Rock music played a part in his style too. Working with producers and bands like Rick Rubin and Korn exposed him to heavier, more aggressive sounds, which helped inspire the raw, shouting delivery and intense energy that became his trademark.